There you go. Had the volume off. Hey there, welcome to episode 123 of WhysAdvice. Getting Facebook set up, getting an Instagram set up. Let's see here. Get that squared away. Lots going on. So, give me a second to get this squared away. I wasn't ready, apparently. Cool. Looks like Linda's here. Good evening to you. Let's see, Instagram. Welcome to the folks on Instagram. Lee here from Arkansas. Good evening, Lee. Boom, there it is. Welcome to Lee. Let's see who else is going to join in tonight. Emily is here. Hello. Linda from Fort Wayne. Always. Karen. Good evening from Long Island. Kathy. Surprise. Good evening to you. Carrie over on Instagram. Good evening to you. Joanne. Hello. How are you? Denise, surprised? No, it's a daily show, right? Why would you be surprised? We do this every day, except for the days that we don't. It's that simple. Suzanne, happy to see you. Oh, that's pretty cool, Lee. So we are on episode 123, and apparently Lee has lost 123 pounds. So very cool. Happy to see you guys as well. Jamie's also from Arkansas. Syracuse, Joanne's checking in. We've talked about Syracuse before. The dinosaur, right? That's my only place that I know in Syracuse. I don't know about anything else, but I've been there, so that was kind of fun. Brian checking in from Utah. Lee from California got that. Hello, Kirby. Good to see you. Haven't seen you online in a while. Very nice. Dina checking in from Alabama. Kathy from North Carolina. Good evening. Let's see. Andrea says hello. Rochelle, good evening to you. DC Metro, good evening over on Instagram. Thank you for being here for sure. Bunny's checking in from Austin. So again, for those of you on Instagram, a lot of times I don't know the username. So your username doesn't necessarily correlate to your first name. So if you throw out a comment and you throw whatever name you want me to call out, it'll be a little easier than MD25496955. So, Iris, thank you. Yeah, 1 year at goal. Isn't that fun? 1 year into a whole new life. Very, very cool. Wednesday, LaDonna checking in. Happy Wednesday from Minnesota. Lee's currently at 186 pounds. Started at 309. 123 pounds down. Very nice. Denise checking in from Texas. Joanne, good evening to you. Hey, Tammy. Jeff, checking in. Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Kirby was there for a whole minute. I got it. Kelly, good evening from Tennessee. Thanks for checking in. It's we're going to talk about this during the show, but I had as you know, I try and track some of this data just because I think the data is kind of interesting. I don't do anything specifically to skew the data or to push the data. But I just found out tonight as I was digging through that, the app, which I'm going to talk about during the show, the app gets 123 downloads on average per day. That's just the app. So that's pretty cool that, so Kelly, you're in that group, I bet. So very fun. Rockford, Illinois, we saw that. Kaylin's here. Good evening. Yeah, I know, Tammy. Well, because Tammy, it's a daily show, right? Why would we not do this every day? Laura checking in. There you go. LaDonna's checking in. Excited for a super focused week. Looking forward to weighing in on Saturday. You weigh in once a week. Very nice. Steven's here. Good evening to you, sir. Largo, Florida, checking in. I hope all is well there. Vicky says hi. Sonoma, California's checking in. We're talking about this today too. There's a lot of folks from California checking in, which is cool because it makes sense. We're 10 o'clock Eastern time. Most people are well in bed on the East Coast, but the West Coast, it's still early in the night, so very fun. All right, well, let's get 123. They're right here. Let's get 123 rolling. I got my water ready. Got to do a sound check, and we'll get we'll write down some awesomeness, right? You know the deal. So if you got something awesome you want to share, let me know. I'm going to start off with one thing that I picked up earlier just a second ago. Alaska's checking in. Very fun. Let's see. We're on a new No, we're not on our new page. Yeah, we are on our new page. We're on our new page in the Book of Fun. The Book of Awesome, we call it. Hashtag the Book of Awesome. I'm writing down this one. Lee, episode 123 equals 123 pounds lost. Very fun, and that is 927. So Lee, you're in the Book of Awesome. There you go. So let's throw out some more awesomeness. Let's see what you got. I'll write it down because it's just fun. And then, okay, well that's awesome. You're going to find, so this was awesome. Carrie paid off their house today. Woohoo! Not weight loss related, but well, I bet the stress is gone. Very fun. That actually, the reason I wrote that one down, besides the fact that it's cool, is it works into tonight's show as well. You're going to see that there's an email that talks about that. So that's kind of neat how Carrie, that just ironically pops up into the feed. Yeah, I bet you're happy. I would be happy too. Tammy says, the Book of Awesome, you better write your name in there. No. Jennifer, after a year-long plateau, aka complacency, I've lost for the past 5 weeks in a row. Did you listen to episode 72, I presume? Episode 72 seems to do that. Esther checking in from Pennsylvania. Very nice. Denise is in a... I saw that, Denise. I saw your medium shirt. And everything. I saw the post that said everything was medium. So, yeah, and first time in 20 years. And so that, this is a medium t-shirt. And you now know that's just a fun name, a fun term. There's nothing fun about wearing a large, even if you're large for muscle reasons. It's still not fun unless I guess that's your kind of goal, I guess. But medium is just a fun term. So, all right. Well, let's get the show going. Let's get a sound check going. I got the microphone ready there. We'll get episode number 123 in the books. But give me something else we'll write down. Like I said, I always get the Book of Awesome. Whatever you've got going on, we'll get that right after I come back from the sound check. Mic check, testing 1, 2. Perfect. Sounds good. All right. What else we got? One more thing for the... Let's go. Scrolling through here. Let's see. One more time. I get... That's it right there. Someone called out to Kathy and said, "Hey, Slim. That is fun." I got to get that written down. When you get that kind of fun stuff, they're doing it. There you are, Kathy. Got you written in. You're permanently etched into the Book of Awesome. But when someone does that, right, when... one time I got accused early when it was windy out. They said, "Hey, don't blow away." No one said that to me when I was 264 pounds. They didn't worry about me blowing away in the wind. And then so when they did it, they weren't trying to compliment me, but it was just a sheer fact of I was smaller. So, yeah, when someone reaches out and says, "Hey, Slim," that's kind of fun. So, all right, 123 coming up. A little drink of water, and we'll get it rocking. All right, here we go. Episode 123 coming. So as you know, obviously, Weight Watchers leader here in Indianapolis. Everything I talk about in the next coming up shows, all of strictly my opinions, my statements, not exactly the official views of Weight Watchers. So Take that for what it's worth, and here we go. I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, here we are, episode 123 of WhysAdvice. I want to open this show and just let you know that I appreciate all that you're doing to get the word out and to share. I just pulled up some data. I kind of keep an eye on some of the data. I don't necessarily do anything differently to promote or any of the data or to make the data grow intentionally. But I just figured out that the Apple app specifically is getting about 123, coincidentally, episode 123, 123 downloads per day of the actual Apple app. That equates to, roughly 10,000 listens a month, which is just, 10,000 listens per day. But it's just kind of crazy data. And the app in general has been downloaded well over 10,000 times with the data that I saw tonight. So that's all a direct result of you folks finding this tool useful, sharing it, and letting other people know that, hey, we can do this. It takes a community to get it done, and we can do it. If you're listening from a Stitcher Radio or iHeartRadio, or if you found it on YouTube, wherever you are, go to your app store, either in the Google Play Store or in the Apple App Store. Search for WhysAdvice and go ahead and download the app. I believe that's the best listening experience out there. So go ahead and get that. And while you're there, go ahead and leave a review. The reviews are all positive. I like to see that. That helps other people understand that what it is we're doing is beneficial and it's worth their time to invest in themselves and get it done. So thank you for that. We're going to open up the show with Daniella out of Nebraska writes in and says, "Hey, FatDag, I cannot believe that I'm writing in to tell you that I've reached minus 50 pounds today. It's still a little bit surreal, but I couldn't think of anyone I would rather celebrate with than you and all of my fellow WhysAdvice listeners. I began my Weight Watcher journey on April 1st, 2017. My sister had joined many months before and was doing excellent work. One day, in a depressed mood, I pleaded with her to help me find my way too. See, she knew that I'd been on a financial wellness journey already, and I'd been budgeting my finances for about 2 years with a lot of success. Finally, one day, when I was hitting a low point in my emotions due to overeating, she said the words that I will never forget. Weight Watchers isn't a diet. It's budgeting with your food. A light came on that day, and I couldn't get those words out of my head. 1 week later, I joined online. I remember calling her a week or two into the journey asking, when will this get hard? You see, it was too simple. Track my food, move more, drink water, connect with others on the journey. That can't possibly work, or could it? There were some days at the beginning that I wanted to continue to chew after my points were all eaten, and I knew that the mental battle was about to begin. Would I cave into the temptations and look for comfort from food again? Or would I stand strong in my new resolve and make it work with the points that I had to budget? That's when I discovered you on Connect because someone I followed gave you a shout out. I looked you up. Impressive. Weight loss, determination, sustaining it for life. That's what I was looking for, and you were already there. Well, I may not be the brightest person, but one thing I've figured out in my 45 years on the planet is if you want to be where someone else is, do what they are doing. Finances or food, it's all the same concept. I have to thank you because when I added stop eating points when you're out of points, and if you can reach 10%, you can get the goal. When I added that into my daily thoughts, this all became a journey that I could do. Without a doubt, no turning back. Actually, I've already reached my goal in my head. Now my body will find the way there. Wish me good focus. I'm celebrating minus 50 pounds and nearly halfway to goal by running my first 5K in a long, long time next Sunday. As I reach the halfway point of the race and when I push towards the finish line, it will not only be a physical race that I'm running, but I will know in my heart that it's symbolic of the journey to lifetime that I am on. I will laugh, I will probably cry, but I will finish. Daniella in Nebraska. Well, Daniella, first of all, congratulations on hitting 50 pounds down. That's an incredible accomplishment. It's a major milestone in this journey. You've done it by being focused and understanding exactly what your goals are and understanding exactly what the prize is, and you got it done. Continue to keep up that same level of focus, that same level of intensity, and you can reach whatever goal you want to. I'm so glad that the first thing you thought of was to reach out to me and to reach out to our community of WhysAdvice listeners and those on Connect and share with them your excitement. I've often said, as folks go through here, and I end a lot of my meetings with, what's the one thing that you're most proud of? And not often do I get an overwhelming response, but what I want you to understand is when you do something that's seemingly impossible and you change your life to a point where you actually get it done, you need to be proud of that. Along the way, you need to find things that you can be proud of so that focus continues, and you need to celebrate it. And the fact that you reached out here first to celebrate with us means a great deal to me, so thank you for that. Now, I'm very proud of your sister. She joined many months ago, and she's done one of the things that I say that we always need to be doing, and that's being the prize. How do you convince someone else to join the program? You convince them by doing so well on the program that their little bit of jealousy, their little bit of jealousy ticks in and says, I want some of that. I want the success you're having. I want the fun that you're having. I want to be everywhere you are, and that I want a piece of. Hashtag be the prize. So your sister was doing excellent work with that. The two of you collaborated, and the light bulb moment went off. Weight Watchers is not a diet. It's budgeting with food. That's so true. It's all it is. You're given a daily budget called a daily smart point allowance. You have a little bit of overdraft to carry you through. But if you just follow the plan with that same level of intensity, that same mindset that you use to clean up your finances, then the journey becomes something that you can do. So to keep up that mindset and just know that everything you're doing, if you kind of frame it in that same way, you can get there. It's the same thing mentally. If you want to go out to dinner and you don't have the money to do it, but all your friends are going, do you go anyways? Not necessarily. So it's the same thing. If all your friends are going to dinner and you don't have the point allowance to go to dinner, can you decline that evening? Well, you could. You could actually do that and say, not tonight. But guys, I really want to hang out with you. So let's go next week when I have time budget or money budget or points budget. And the three of those things combined help us balance our life where we can do anything that we want to do. I'm so glad that you discovered me on Connect. I'm glad that someone that you're following gave me a shout out. That's the number one way that this podcast will grow, is if you reach out on your social media channels and you let folks know that you're following WhysAdvice, you're following FatDag, and you share that with them. It gives them an indication of the tools that you're using to get to goal. And you and I are in the same boat. We're not the brightest people on the planet, but what we realized is that if you want to get somewhere, you've got to find someone who's there. And you've got to do what they did to an extent. You've got to follow their lead, take their hand and walk with them, allow them to show you the path. And that's how I reached my goal. As I got to the point when my journey is, I opened Connect, I found some people who were doing some amazing work. I followed them. I figured out what it is that they were doing in the mindset department, and I continued to emulate that. And at some point, I then began to look for different inspiration because I was going someplace different. I wanted to push a little further in my journey. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to not stall. I wanted to just make sure I had full steam ahead. So I looked for other people to do that. You got to follow people that are headed to where you're headed. If they get lost along the way, at that point, you do need to find the strength to take care of you, and you need to veer off and follow a new person, a new group of people to get you there. You always reach back, though. You reach back to anyone who's struggling, anyone who may have lost their way, and you show them that how great this journey is. You continue to be the prize, and you'll get it done. So you already have reached goal. Congratulations on hitting your goal. Your body doesn't know yet. The scale doesn't know yet. But your mind knows that you've hit goal, and that is where the freedom begins. Congratulations on 50 pounds lost. Congratulations on hitting goal mentally. As you work your life, the scale will catch up. I can't wait to hear about your 5K, the first time in a long, long time that you've done it. That will be a major accomplishment. And when you cross that finish line, you cross the finish line of a 5K, at that point you know you have done something. You've changed your life so dramatically that you're now doing things. You're running races that you never dreamed of doing before, and you cross that finish line and you celebrate. And as you know, if you've spent any time with runners in the running community, that first 5K starts the addiction. A whole new addiction to fitness, a whole new addiction to looking up every single 5K in your neighborhood, to start looking for half marathons and longer races, depending on what your activity level is. You start craving that. And although you've crossed the finish line, it doesn't mean you'll never run again. It simply means that you keep on going. So when you reach goal, the scale catches up, your mind catches up, your body catches up, and you cross the finish line of your weight loss journey, it's at that point you sign up for another journey called Lifetime, and you continue to get it done. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you for celebrating, and we're so proud of you. Out of Chicago, Illinois, Jeannie writes in and says, "Hi, Mike. I've been listening to your podcast this summer, and as luck would have it, the first one I ever listened to was a podcast that discussed complacency. This term described my struggle on again and off again with Weight Watchers. Thanks for the insight, as I've been a regular listener since that podcast. Congratulations on your 100th episode. My highest weight was 257 pounds. I'm proud to report that I lost 117 pounds, and I was even featured in a fitness magazine with before and after articles. I attended meetings a few times a month, and I maintained my status as a lifetime member. Here's the part of the letter where your listeners find out about life getting in the way, which it did for me. My sister tried to end her life 5 times in about 2 years ago as a sufferer of several types of mental illnesses. After each attempt, the family would gather to figure out where my sister would live so that she could be successful. As her only sibling, my name was brought to the top of the list. My husband and I did not allow this, as I have 2 teenagers at home. My sister's situation was so bad, she was put in a home for about 6 months. I'm sure you can imagine the guilt I had inside, but understanding having to put my own family first. Life totally got in the way, or should I say way, W-E-I-G-H, and complacency set in for sure. I easily put on 10 pounds during my sister's attempts. Driving back and forth to the hospital for staff-supervised visiting hours after a day of work left me exhausted. No exercise, no planning meals, no packing a cooler, all the things that were a big part of my maintenance. 10 pounds turned into 20 pounds quite easily. Most people thought that I was fine because I kept off a majority of the weight. But inside, I was a nervous wreck. Throughout my struggles, I got an occasional email from my awesome leader, Angela. She encouraged me to come back to the meetings. She did it in such a kind way, but I was stubborn. I used to speak to new members that had lots of weight to lose, and here I was, deleting emails that were meant to help me, not hurt. Long story short, I rejoined at the beginning of this summer, mid-June. I've lost nearly 15 of the 30 that I had regained. I'm looking forward to being at goal again, which leads me to a quick question. Am I still a lifetime member? I have my card. I went through maintenance, but I'm not at goal. Am I a lifetime member getting back to goal? Thanks for all your support this summer. I'm looking forward to getting back to goal and do something I've always dreamed of doing, working for Weight Watchers. Maybe I can pay it forward if someone else needs the help. Never taking being at goal for granted. I can't wait to get back there again and hold on to it with all of my heart. Thanks for your service to our country and to Weight Watchers. Thanks for helping me discover my why. Thanks for helping me learn the difference between luck and focus. Warmly, Jeannie out of Chicago, Illinois. Jeannie, what a great, powerful email. So episode number 72 is the complacency episode you're referencing to. And I believe firmly that at some point we get through this journey, the complacency sets in. And I would encourage you at this point, obviously you have, but I would encourage others to go out and listen to episode 72 and see if that identifies where they are in their journey. You are lifetime. Lifetime means lifetime. You're a lifetime member working on getting back to goal. That is the plan that you're on. So congratulations at being at lifetime. Hitting it in the first place is an amazing accomplishment. Drifting up as a result of everything that you and your family has gone through is completely understandable. I'm so proud of you. At the point in your journey where you had to make a very hard decision, you chose your family, and that's not easy to do. Putting your own family first is the priority. It's always the priority. And so by you doing that, it took your journey into a little bit of a spin. You did suffer as a result, just a little bit on the scale, but you didn't suffer so much that mentally you lost your focus. You quickly came right back to it. You know, as you gained those 10 pounds, you said 10 turned into 20 easily. The piece of this part that I think is the most fascinating is that other people thought that you were just fine because you had kept a majority of the weight off. But inside, you were a nervous wreck. And that means you drifted away from your goal. When you get to the point where you drift far enough away where you actually no longer are in that mindset where you feel really good about yourself, it doesn't matter if it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds. The fact that you weren't happy and that inside you were a nervous wreck means you had drifted away from your goal. And as the emails come in to remind you, you were at a point where, it's a lot easier to delete them. If you go to FatDag.com, you'll see at the bottom of the front page that I do an email newsletter subscription. Generally, it's an automated system that goes out that you can reply to me. But I ask people to just sign up to protect themselves from them later on. And as the subscriber list grows, every day I see 1 or 2 people who end up unsubscribing from the list. Now, the list isn't a marketing tool. It's nothing that I use to promote anything. I'm just simply trying to throw one more thing in your inbox to remind you that you can do this. And so every day I see people who unsubscribe, and I can only think that's exactly where you were in the journey. Is these helpful emails come in, but mentally you're not ready to attack it. And so there you go, and you say you delete it, and you move on, having your mind being in the wrong place. Your mind owns 100% of this journey. We've got to get that part right, and we have to keep that part right in order to stay at goal. I think you have a great plan in place at this point. You get to the point now where you say, when I get to goal, when I get back to goal as a lifetime member, I want to start working for Weight Watchers. Well, you're probably already able to do that if you're wanting to do it. If you want to get to goal, I understand that piece. But with your amazing success, you're probably already qualified for employment. I would encourage you to do that because that's one of the most rewarding things that I've done. Throughout my entire life, the things that's given me the greatest pleasure is when I reach back to help other people, regardless of what the topic is. as I reach back to help other people, that's when I become to realize that my value and my worth is that I like to show other people that they can do everything that they want to do. Being a leader for Weight Watchers does that. And there's no greater reward than watching someone else come up to you and say, because of you, I got it done and I was able to do it. So you clearly have the ability to do that. So thank you, Jeannie, for writing in. Congratulations on your amazing success. Congratulations on taking care of your family first. And let's get you back to goal and let's celebrate once again on the air. Rachel writes in and says, hi, I've been so inspired by you. I have been very focused. I joined Weight Watchers March 20th, 2017 at 188 pounds. It's now August 10th. I'm at 148 pounds, 2 pounds away from my goal weight, which is the high end of my BMI. I'd love to know a little more about how you utilize points. When you say, when you're out of points, stop eating points, does that mean I can still tap in, if not use all of my FitPoints? For example, if I earn 30 to 50 FitPoints a week from working out, and I use all of my dailies, weeklies, and choose to consume some FitPoints, if not all, am I still working the plan? I want this to be a lifestyle change. I don't want to go back to picking up a whole pizza for myself for dinner, just wondering and wanting your approval and that it's really okay to eat my FitPoints and still lose. I guess I have to experiment too. Thank you for being my motivation, Rachel. Rachel, I'm hoping by the time I read this, I didn't get a chance to find you on Connect, but I'm hoping that those 2 pounds are gone and that you're at goal and you're loving life, living a lifetime. I believe that to be true. Based on the spirit of your email, I could sense that, and I'm confident that's where you're at. If not, continue to stay focused, get it done. You're able to do it. You don't go from 188 to 148 and then just at that point say, I'm done. You stay focused, you stay committed on the process, and you get to goal because there's no greater feeling than hopping on the scale and saying, I don't want to lose any more weight. It's incredible. When it comes to your daily points, your weekly points, I encourage you obviously to hit those daily targets. I encourage you to figure out where in your journey the weeklies fit in. Most of the time I want you to eat them. I want you to use them as overdraft protection, as we talked about earlier. I want you to then, as you use it for overdraft protection, use it for something smart. If your bank account was gone negative, would you go to overdraft protection to buy a new app out of the App Store? I hope not. I hope the overdraft protection would be to cover, your light bill or something crazy that is a need in your journey. So your FitPoints and your activity points, your weekly points, I like to look at it in those cases. I eat my weeklies. I do eat my FitPoints. And at that point, I try and make the healthiest choice I can with them. What I don't want us to do is this journey is all about the lifestyle change that we talked about. And so if you truly want to have a lifestyle change, then what you have to understand is that maybe the lifestyle that you're changing from is the lifestyle that you didn't exactly want, which put you in a place that made you start this journey in the first place. So if you're going to start eating your FitPoints and you're going to use your FitPoints to reignite that old lifestyle that you changed, then I would discourage you from using them. Now, if you're going to use your FitPoints and you're going to make some healthy choices, you're going to balance your life, you're going to enjoy a nice, healthy social calendar, you're very much engaged in the process, you understand that the scale is just data, if you have a firm grasp on where you're going, you're following some amazing people to get you where you want to go, and you're very disciplined and focused, then I believe, yes, you can work in some FitPoints after you reach your goal. Before you reach goal, I want your FitPoints to be extra credit in your weight loss. When you reach goal, I then want you to experiment. And I want you to figure out how many of them you can use. But understand that if you're earning 30 to 50 FitPoints a week, what happens the week that you can't do it? If you're earning 30 to 50 FitPoints a week and you're overeating by 30 to 50 FitPoints because you have the FitPoints to use and you're able to maintain your weight, But what you're doing is you're eating some addictive foods and some bad habit foods and some trigger foods, and you're able to get away with that because you've got the FitPoints to spare when something happens and you don't earn that level of FitPoints. Now you're fighting those bad habits, you're refighting those addictions, and essentially you're starting all over. And at that point, it becomes incredibly difficult to restart the program from a goal weight because you have the complacency battle that you're fighting as well. So I would say use caution with your FitPoints. Use them smartly, use them wisely. In my case, I try and use about a quarter of them, but I weigh myself daily. I put it on FatDag.com so that you can see it. I put it on Twitter. I know where I'm at daily. And as long as I'm hitting my daily scale target within a range that I'm happy with, then that point I work in the extra points and I work the planet that way. So Rachel, keep up the great work. Experimenting is the key. If you like the results you're getting on the scale, continue doing what you're doing. If at some point you're no longer happy or satisfied with the results you're getting on the scale, at that point you have to reassess, am I eating too many FitPoints? Am I eating too much fruit? Am I using my weeklies for bad habits and bad choices? Answer those questions and you'll get to goal. Out of St. Paul, Minnesota, Dani writes in and says, "Hi Mike, you said not to wait to email you on episode 88, so here I am. I was going to wait until I reached 10% to celebrate, but I decided to write now. I've lost 13 pounds, averaging 1 pound a week, and I haven't been at this weight for 15 years, which is pretty cool. I'm not time-bound as to when 10% happens. I just know that it will. My why? I just don't want my weight to be a thing that stands in the way of doing what I want. It was for my mother in terms of how she viewed her body, relationships, activities, etc. I went on my first diet around age 12, and I don't recall a time when I was entirely satisfied with how I looked or felt. It was usually enough though to get by. However, I found ways to work around it. That is until middle age, when there's a lot less room for error. It came into focus when I was presented with a dream opportunity to travel, which I love to do, on a safari. Instead of spending the time anticipating my adventure, I was stressed out trying to find safari clothing that fit in my size. And for those that are curious, there are reasons why you wear certain colors on a safari. It's not just an aesthetics thing. Desperate after this experience, I considered a lot of options until my husband suggested I rejoin Weight Watchers, also for my 5th time. This time I opted for the coaching plan. At first I balked at the cost, but I am worth it. And frankly, I was looking at other programs that cost significantly more, so it was actually quite a deal in comparison. I love being able to talk with someone about what's going on in my life and making a plan for the next week. And with Connect and your podcast, I appreciate being a part of a larger community in combination with the personal support I receive from my coaches. I work with a few because they each have a different point of view, which I appreciate. So what am I hoping you'll talk about with my letter? That we spend a lot of time talking about the celebrations, which are so awesome, and I love hearing about, but I want to give a shout out to all of the daily stuff. Like when I earn a blue dot. When I get up to exercise because I enjoy it and not to earn food. When I say no to a glass of bad wine at an event because I want real good food and not just empty calories. When hanging out with friends at a happy hour and I order a fruit cup because that's what I want. When the scale doesn't budge, I weigh myself daily, but I don't care because I know that I'm doing the right stuff. When my clothes are too big. When I allow myself to feel my emotions instead of feeding myself to make them go away. When I adjust my goal weight down 5 pounds because you've told me that goal is a feeling and not a number. And I don't really care what the goal says in the app just yet, but I know I will know when I get there. I'm already thinking ahead about my next vacation in a few weeks to London. without the stress from the last one because I'm feeling confident that I'm getting better about making good food choices. Not perfect, sure, but I'm making progress. Best wishes and many thanks, Dani out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Dani, a pound a week is 52 pounds a year. Congratulations on that mindset. Continue doing what you're doing. You're doing amazing work. 10% is on its way. You will get there. And when you've hit 10%, you've now proven that you can get through a weekend. You've proven you can get through a couple days. You've proven that you can have some bad days and continue pressing forward. And that means you've proven to yourself that you have all the tools that you need to reach whatever goal that you set, and you'll know when you get there. I know that you're going to get there. Usually you said you weren't entirely satisfied with how you look or felt, but it was enough to usually get by. That's what close to goal is. Close to goal is I feel okay. I look pretty good. I look good enough. And you may look great enough, to be honest with you, and be close to goal. But there's a difference between looking in the mirror and saying, yeah, that's good enough, versus, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Close enough allows you to drift up because you don't understand the difference between a little bit close enough and a little less close enough or a little more close enough. Goal is goal and close enough is not goal. So as you work towards getting to goal, to that mindset where you say, I no longer want to lose weight. I'm happy with exactly what I look like. I'm happy what I feel like. That is what you will get to the point when you walk in looking for clothing for a safari, clothing for a new job. All of that goes away. The stress of trying to find something to wear that fits goes away when you are completely happy with the way you look and the way that you feel. So your husband's a great man by suggesting that you go back to Weight Watchers. For guys, that's probably a touchy scenario. How do you politely say that? But he loved you enough to let you know that what you've done before worked. You had all the tools that you needed, and he gently, lovingly reminded you to push back. And you, honoring your relationship, honoring the two of you, took him up on the offer, and you're getting it done. I love that you reached out for the coaching plan. I'm not a Weight Watchers coach. It's not something that I intend on ever doing, but I think it's very beneficial as part of the journey. And I think in your case that, you said, you balked at the cost at first. I understand that. But if I could tell you right now that I could get every single person to goal, and I threw out a dollar amount, that was just a ludicrous amount, and it was hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I said, but I could do it, and it was a guaranteed success, and you could do it in a week. The money wouldn't matter at that point. So at some point when you say, this is what I want, and this becomes the priority in my budget, then it doesn't matter what the cost is as long as it's affordable to you. You can budget around it, and you will make sacrifices in the rest of your budget to make sure that you have room to pay for a coach. Well, that's exactly how the plan works with the food. If you set a food budget and you find something that you really, really, really want, you budget it in and you work around it and you stop eating points when you're out of points. Those two things work hand in hand. You can actually reach goal. You have all the tools you need. You have Connect. You have a coaching plan. You understand that getting a blue dot is a big deal. You understand that exercise is you do it to celebrate the amazing things your body can do, and that you're not punishing it for what you've eaten. And you're not working out just to solely eat food. If you can drink half a glass of bad wine and give up on it, it's because you understand what your goal is. You order a fruit cup when you're hanging out with friends because that's what you want. You want to reach goal. You want to be healthy. All of that plays into your amazing success. When your clothing becomes suddenly too big, my recommendation always is to get rid of it. But when you recognize it, that's a great feeling. We can always wear something that's a little bit bigger in size. You can wear a shirt that's a size larger than you actually can wear. Clothing that's 1 to 2 sizes too big will always fit. So when they become too big, I recommend you donate them, you sell them, you do something with them so that you don't accidentally grow back into them. You're tapped into your emotions. You're feeding yourself, not necessarily to make your emotions go away. You've tapped in, you understand, and you found other ways to deal with your emotions. And lastly, you've adjusted your goal weight in 5-pound increments, which is exactly what I did until you hop on the scale and you say, I no longer want to lose any more weight, and that is goal. No, you're not going to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to want it, you have to continue doing it, and you have to never give up. Patty writes in lastly and says, hello, dear wingman. I'm excited to report that I've lost 61.2 pounds in 10 months so far. I'm extremely pleased because this loss is more than the last time that I joined Weight Watchers. I'm going to keep moving and tracking. The program works for me, and I love it. Thank you for your service and your daily dose of motivation. Patty, congratulations. 61.2 pounds does not happen by accident. You've done it by staying focused, by staying disciplined, by understanding that what you want is to reach goal, and it's in your grasp as you continue working on the plan, and you have amazing focus to get there. When you reach your goal, I want to celebrate. I want all of us to celebrate. I want us to be proud of what you're doing. Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com. Click on Listen Now. Send in an email at onair@fatdag.com. You can do it directly from the app. Click on the contact, email the show. I want to hear your email. I want to hear your celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. I want you to celebrate it because when you're proud of what you're doing, that pride resonates out. Other people see it and it becomes contagious. People want that level of success that you're having, and by sharing it, it shows the world that it's doable. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Whoop, whoop. There we are. Episode 123 in the books. It'll take me a while to get it out to the server. It'll go to the server probably in an hour or so. But cool. So, what'd you think? Good stuff? I need to have like an intermission, I think somewhere in the middle, I need a water break, but good. Yeah, Daniella, congratulations. Very, very cool. Let's see where we're at here. Get that out of the way. Ellen, thank you. Brian, thank you very much. Yeah, Kathy, 123. And of course, 23 is my number, right? You know that. Angie, glad to see you. Yeah, Jill, so this is the shirt. This is last year's shirt. So I had a meeting tonight. So after, at my meeting tonight, I wore this and, I just wear whatever I'm wearing when the show comes on. So, folks on Instagram, thank you, Carrie. Thank you. Did that resonate with you a little bit, what I was talking about? Yeah. So yeah, you can always listen later. So the show is obviously in the app. It's on iTunes. It's on Stitcher Radio. It's on iHeartRadio. The app is the best way. It's on YouTube if you want to rewatch the video, or on Facebook. So all those ways are there for you to get it out. Brian, this is last year's shirt, so I don't have the option to order anymore, but when you get to a size medium, I'll gladly give you this one. Let's see. I'm scrolling through. Oops. Zuzu says, hi. Zuzu is my favorite dog on Connect. Absolutely beautiful. Amber, good evening to you. Thanks for being here. Randy, thank you. Let's see. Kristen says it was good. You had to switch from your phone to your laptop. The video is messing up on you again, even on here. I wish we could figure that out. because that would be that's obviously difficult, right? When you tune in, you want to hear it. So luckily, the app stays consistent in Fluid, so we're good there. So cool. Let's see what else is going on. So that's episode 123. Before we are probably going to sign off here, we'll get going. Yeah, Denise, her screen went black. But let's get a couple more things written into the Book of Awesome, or whatever we call it. The name of the app is WhysAdvice. That's simple. WHYS Advice. If you go to FatDag.com, you click on, the download links are right on the front page of the website. That's the easiest way. You can also go to click on the Listen Now tab. You can listen directly from the website. But in your app store, WHYS, Nikki's got it for you. WhysAdvice is the app. In Apple, I'm hoping the next release of the app, I've been waiting for an update forever on the app. The next release of the app will have, the show title will be called WhysAdvice with FatDag. So you can just go to the app store and type in FatDag. Sometimes that's easier for some of us to remember, but yeah, so that's the app. It's called WhysAdvice. So completely free. There's absolutely no cost to it at all. I just want you to have the information the best way. It puts the app right on your phone. So very, very cool. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. So, what else do we have for the handy dandy Book of Awesome? What do you got? I missed a couple earlier, I think, as we were going through. Rockland, yeah. So yeah, as you guys know, I run way too much this month, even for me, and so yeah, I got kind of in a pickle with my left leg. It's a little bit still kind of messed up a little bit. I could run if I needed to tonight, so it's clearly getting better, but the ice and the rest is helping. But it'll be a little while before I go running again. Just a little overuse injury, so it's completely fine, but it didn't like me. So Chrissy, you're welcome. Glad to be here to support you for sure. Because what happens is we support each other, and that's what's really going on here. So fun stuff for sure. So. Wow, look at this, right? Let's get this one written down. Teresa says, down from a size 20 in jeans to a 10. That's like half, right? You went from a 20 to a 10. So that does not happen by accident. So get rid of anything larger than a 10. Donate it. It needs to go. You never, ever, ever are going back. Congratulations, and keep up the great work. Let's go right on the next. Even below that is even awesomer, if that's a word. Tammy says, went from a size 3XL to an XL. That's incredible, right? Isn't that fun? That's so much fun. Steven, no weight change this week. That's perfect. Great way to go. Laura, yeah, definitely go download the app. I mean, like I said, and what I'd appreciate is if you download the app, certainly. I think when the app update comes out, which is going to be soon, I think the reviews get hidden, so I would appreciate any reviews, but also if the update comes out, continue to write the reviews in that app. And the biggest reason, it's funny, I've heard a couple people, I see them in person, and I tell them, I have an app. They always go to the App Store, and the first thing most of them have said to me, oh, it has good reviews, which lets me know that they're using that as a barometer of, do I bother downloading this or not? So even though free is not always free, in this case it's free financially, but it's not worth, some people may not feel it's worth their time and effort. The reviews that you leave in the App Store or the Google Play Store that is what lets people know that the free means it's free, but it's worth your effort. So thank you for doing that. As you download the app, I'd appreciate that. So 18 blue dots for September. Lori, sorry, congratulations. That's amazing work. So very, very nice. Brandy says skating has taken 3 inches off your hips, and you're loving roller derby. I can't even imagine roller derby. Very, very fun. Okay, that's cool. Let's get that one in. I think is let's see here. Yep, I have Ellen. Ellen, we got you in there last night, but I'm going to write it again just because it's kind of neat, because it signifies the lifestyle change. There are no TV dinners in your fridge. So when you start recognizing that you're doing something completely different, that's what the things you need to celebrate. And I also said this too, like at 10 o'clock at night, if you don't have TV dinners in your fridge, if you don't have junk food in your house, it's very difficult. We're not going to go leave the house at 10 p.m. to go grab some junk food. We're going to eat what's available. So if we make available things that are healthy and that support our goals, it becomes a lot easier to stay on our goals. So very cool. All right, very, very fun. Well, cool. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. We're a little early over on tonight, but all is well. Let's go ahead and get this show wrapped up. Thank you. Oh, yeah, awesomer is a word, Tammy says. So let's see if I just want to scroll through. Joanne's weighing in tomorrow. Ellen says the app is great for walking, so thank you for that. I love Nikki writes in on Instagram, says you bought oranges at the gas station not because you needed them, because you wanted to support it. I've said that before. Go vote, right? Go vote for a fruit. If you walk into a gas station, and I do almost always, if I walk in and they have fruit, I will buy an apple or a banana usually, as long as it looks like it's edible. Most of the time it is. But I'm really just trying to send a message back to the clerk and to the management that fruit is selling. And so if fruit is selling, they'll continue to stock more fruit. So that's exactly how it works. So thanks for voting for oranges at your gas station. And I vote for bananas. So very, 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 very fun. And so you imagine if, think about it. It goes back to, if everyone were to buy a banana from the gas station, then every gas station on the planet would start carrying bananas because they realize they can make money on it. So, but then we have, every time we stop, we'd have the option of having something fresh and healthy. So very, very fun. Karen's working on your first ever 5K, turned 60 in May. You're determined that this is the healthiest here in 30 years. Isn't that fun? I'm the healthiest I've been at 44. I'm the healthiest I've been in my entire adult life. Crazy. You would have thought at 25, 30 I would have been in the best shape of my life, but I'm not. It's 40s, which is crazy. So here you are at 60s, the best shape of your life. Congratulations. Let's see. Scrolling through. Yes, and the bananas are 0 points for sure. Becky, congratulations on your hoping to get to goal. Don't hope, just go do it. Continue tracking and stay focused, and you will get there. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for celebrating with me. Episode 123 is in the books. By the time you wake up, it'll be on the server, and you can listen from the app or wherever it is you get the podcast. But thank you for being here. Continue to stay focused. What you're doing is amazing work, and you're getting it done. The fact that you're still tuned in here tonight lets me know that you're focused on your journey, and you're taking care of you, which is the most important part of this entire process. So have a great night. Thank you for being here. More than anything, this journey, as we said, it has nothing to do with luck. It's focus. So I wish you good focus. Have a good night.